Hey friends, Tuesday night I am sitting in my car at my mom's house in her driveway. I am in Hutch visiting for a few days, but that's again the beauty of Facebook. We can be live anywhere and still do the things that we want to do. So I don't know if anyone's out there yet, but I'm going to go ahead and start because this can play at any time. So again, welcome to our Tuesday Worship Express. And we are wrapping up our series about talking about parenting teens. And so I want to start off tonight. This will be our last Tuesday with this topic, but I do want to start the night off by just offering up prayers for the families in Uvalde. If any of you have been watching the news today, you've seen what I've seen, which is horrific school shooting that happened at an elementary school in Uvalde, Texas. And it was a little bit hard to hear. That's actually where my dad grew up. It's where he went to elementary school and went to high school there and lived there before he moved on and went to college. So it was a tough thing to hear. Working in an elementary school too, it's just close to home and just heartbreaking for those families. So I would just ask that you would keep those families in your prayers and thoughts with the coming days. But tonight we're talking about the final thing I want to talk about with teenagers, which is relationships, when they are being, wanting that relationship and needing that feeling of closeness and love and appreciation from someone. So there are certain things that we as parents want our kids to know and understand about this. And so the author that I've shared with you over the past couple weeks, Whitney Fleming is her name again. And this is what she says. This is what she writes. Dear daughter, this is what love looks like. Love is getting up an hour early before work so your family can get out of the driveway when it snows. Love is getting the brakes checked before a road trip. Love is doing the dishes most nights to show that housework doesn't fall only on one person's shoulders. Love is admitting you are wrong and apologizing for it. And oftentimes we mistake the words that we want to hear for love, and that can be a grave mistake. We see what we want to see. We make excuses for what makes us uncomfortable when there are red flags and we do not acknowledge them. And sometimes what I've noticed is that it takes someone else who is around you to point out some of those red flags before you will even notice them or acknowledge them. And even then, they're hard to hear because you don't want to hear it and it doesn't make sense to you. But the other thing that I as a parent would want my kids to know about love is that love is an action. And it's not just pretty words that we want to hear that make us feel good. It's an action. And it's those things that I said and a lot more. Just today, my 17-year-old daughter had a flat tire. She had had one for a couple of days and she needed to be at work, and Bo took care of it within a matter of hours, got her 2 new tires, and she was on her way. And that's love, and that's taking care of each other. And so I just want to put that out there, just so we know that. But right now, those nights that we lie awake with worry, the tears that we shed after a fight, the stress and agony about decisions and what to do next, and if we're parenting the right way or the wrong way or whatever way, the letting go slowly because that's what we're told to do and it's natural and good is the hardest part about parenting, in my opinion. It's the, this isn't what it used to be and it doesn't feel right and it feels scary, and so we question ourselves. But I'm here to tell you that when there is opposition, when there are arguments and there are tears on both ends, that doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad thing. Conflict can be good because it means you are learning how to work through struggles and you are learning how to be a grown-up if you are a teen. You're learning how to talk to people with respect, and you're learning what it feels like to maybe not be respected and how that doesn't feel good. So it's such a learning experience on both parts. And I say that because I'm learning. But while teens are busy trying to find themselves and their voices and their place in this world, all of these things are good. All of these things are beautiful. I will sit patiently waiting for them to come back to me, because right now I feel like it's the natural process for them to kind of be spreading their wings and moving away a little bit. But there's something that young daughters don't know, and that is that most times they will come back to their moms, and they will be wanting that reassurance and that close-knit relationship that they once had when they were younger. I don't know if any of you remember the gratitude journal that I spoke about a few weeks ago, the back and forth journal where you can write a question, give it to your teen, leave it there for them to answer, write a question, and give it back to you at a certain time. That has been one of the most joyful things that I think I've done in a long time. It's a surprise every now and then to see it laying on my bed and to know I'm going to have a question answered, and then I'm going to get to answer some questions. And it's a really neat way to share a little bit about myself that maybe she never would have asked before or thought to ask before. But they're really good questions. And so it's a good conversation piece that doesn't involve lecturing. It doesn't involve fighting. It doesn't involve tears. It doesn't involve hurt feelings. It involves joy and love and bringing up past memories that I get to share about, something that happened to me a long time ago or something that I'm looking forward to. But I want to end with these scriptures. First one is from Matthew chapter 28, verse 20. It says this, "And surely I am with you always to the very end of the age," which is how I think most parents feel about their children. I am always with you. I am always here for you, and I will always support you. And I think that's important to see the parallel between our Father in heaven and us as parents here on earth. 1 Peter chapter 5, verse 7 says this, "Casting all your cares, anxieties, all your worries, and all your concerns once and for all on him. He cares about you with deepest affection. If it matters to you, it matters to me." And that means everything and anything. The smallest thing to the biggest thing. I want to hear how your day went, and I want to hear what is breaking your heart, and I want to know about the outfit that you're wearing for the day. All of the things, all the feelings, they matter. So I'm here to tell you to keep praying, keep fighting for your relationships with your kids, because it is so worth it. And it doesn't always feel like maybe you're doing the right thing, but as long as you are communicating and you are leading with love and you are keeping those doors open to not always say no, but to want to say yes and to check for understanding, the respect will be there, the communication will be there, and we just have to hang in there because we're all in this together. So I'm so glad that you guys have been a part of this. I hope it hasn't been boring. I hope it hasn't been something that was not worth your time, but next month we'll be talking about something different. So I appreciate all of you. Thanks for being here, and I will see you next time. Have a good week.